When people talk about South Africa's unemployment crisis and low GDP, they keep reaching for the same tired answer: charity, handouts, foreign saviors. I reject that completely. South Africans do not want charity. We do not need experts flying in to tell us that 1,000 rand is enough to start a business, as if poverty is a mindset problem and not a structural one. That kind of thinking is insulting. You cannot build a supply chain, buy equipment, pay transport, and survive a single bad month on that amount. It shows how disconnected these solutions are from real life. We are not short on good ideas or effort or ambition. We are short on the systems that actually respect our people and give them room to build. South Africa has millions of capable adults who want to work, who want to learn, who want to produce and create something of value. What they do not want is to be treated like a charity case in their own country. The narrative that we need outsiders to bring us jobs assumes that we are empty vessels waiting to be filled, and that is false. We have skills, we have labor, we have entrepreneurs everywhere from townships to small towns who are blocked not by laziness, but by access, capital, infrastructure, and fair rules. If leaders really cared about growth, they would stop chasing feel good stories and start building pathways that let South Africans participate meaningfully in the economy. Growth does not come from pity, it comes from dignity, ownership, from inclusion. Until we understand that, we will keep talking about unemployment like it is some mystery, when in reality, it is a choice shaped by policy and priorities. Then we are told to be grateful when multinational companies arrive and offer minimum wage jobs as if that alone is economic development. Companies like Amazon, Walmart, Microsoft, Google, and similar global giants are held up as heroes for paying people wages that barely cover their food, their transport, or even their rent. Even when they follow the law, the outcome is still a workforce trapped at survival level, and that is not empowerment. These companies extract value, they extract data and labor from South Africa while keeping real profits offshore. Executives earn bonuses that can be 10 times, sometimes far more, than what a worker earns in a year. And we are told this is success and it's good for the country. How? At the same time, government turns around and taxes struggling citizens harder than corporations, especially foreign ones, because individuals are easier to squeeze. Billionaires get rebates and incentives because they created a few hundred jobs, while millions remain unemployed and incredibly underpaid. That logic is so upside down. If the goal is GDP growth and stability, why are we rewarding systems that keep people poor? The country cannot consume its way out of poverty when most of its people are paid just enough to survive. You do not build a strong middle class on low wages and high living costs. You do not grow demand when households are drowning. Yet this model is repeated again and again. We're expected to clap like seals because jobs exist, even if these jobs lock people into long term struggle. South Africans are not asking for shortcuts, they're asking for fair participation in the value that they help create. That is basic economics and basic justice. What makes this even harder to accept is that South Africa already has what it needs to rebuild from within. We have a massive labor pool. We have young people hungry to learn and work. We have business talent, technical skill, and local capital that could be mobilized far better than it is right now. Instead of investing deeply in people who want to create jobs, we give unemployed citizens 350 Rand a month and call it support while knowing it offers no path to ownership, to stability, or even a future. At the same time, foreigners earning strong foreign currency live comfortably in places like Camps Bay and Sandton, benefiting from South Africa's lifestyle and infrastructure without contributing fairly through tax or long term investment. That imbalance creates resentment for a reason. It feels like the country is open for extraction, but closed to its own people. we need to redefine these terms. Anyone who wants access to South Africa's resources, markets, data, ports, or labor must understand that there is both a moral responsibility and a financial obligation to build the country, not to strip it. Charity stories and emotional appeals about helping the poor mean nothing if they do not come with serious investment in skills, ownership, and long term capacity. We are past the stage of begging. South Africans are rolling up their sleeves and asking how they can move the country forward. The energy exists everywhere. The question is whether government and investors are willing to respect it or whether they will keep choosing comfort and optics and short term profit over real national growth. Partnership means shared risk, shared reward, and shared responsibility. It means no one comes into South Africa acting like they are doing us a favor just by showing up. If you want to trade here, if you want to operate here, if you want to extract value here, or you want to profit from our people, then South Africans must be part of that value chain in a real way, not as cheap labor, not as a press release, not as a once off donation to a random school. Real ownership, real skills transfer, real decision making power. This country has been polite for far too long. We keep being told to be patient while wealth leaves faster than it arrives. We keep being told growth will trickle down if we just wait, while inequality hardens year after year. That patience has cost us time, trust, and social stability. A serious partnership would focus on building South African enterprises, not just hosting foreign ones. It would prioritize local suppliers, local manufacturing, and local innovation instead of importing everything and paying locals to just assemble or to deliver things. It would treat South Africans as co builders of the economy, not obstacles to be managed. When leaders accept deals that sideline their citizens in their own country, they send a clear message about whose interests actually matter. That message lands hard on the ground. It shows up in unemployment, in anger, in disengagement. If GDP growth is the goal, then inclusion is not optional. Economies grow when people earn enough to spend, to save, invest, and take risks. Exclusion shrinks markets. Exploitations weakens trust. Partnership strengthens both. This is so practical. Countries that build from within last longer than countries that sell themselves cheaply to the highest bidder. The role of government in this moment is not to play referee for powerful interests or to market South Africa like some discount product. The role of government is to protect the long term interests of its citizens. That means setting firm rules and enforcing them without apology. It means taxing fairly, especially where profits are high and risks are low. It means stopping the habit of squeezing the middle and working class while giving large corporations room to negotiate their way out of responsibility. It also means backing South Africans who want to build businesses that employ others instead of flooding the economy with grants that keep people dependent and stuck. Support should lead somewhere. It should lead to ownership, to scale, to sustainability. When people feel like they have a stake in their country, they defend it, they invest in it, and they stay committed to it. When they feel like outsiders in their own home, they disengage. We see this pattern everywhere. The frustration is not confusion, it's clarity. People know when the system is not built for them. They know when deals are signed over their heads. Leaders cannot keep pretending that social tension appears out of nowhere. It is produced, it is the result of choices. If South Africa is serious about lifting GDP, then it must lift up the people first, not through slogans when elections are approaching, but through structure, day by day throughout the year, not through charity, but through access, not through dependency, through participation. That requires courage from leadership because it means saying no to easy money and yes to harder, slower, but healthier growth that the country actually needs, especially in this moment when the world has essentially turned upside down. This is the moment where the country needs to be honest about what it wants to become. South Africans are no longer asking to be rescued. They are asking to be respected. They are saying, give us fair rules, give us real opportunity and a seat at the table, and we will do the work. That message is being ignored too often in favor of shiny deals and emotional stories that sound good but change absolutely nothing. The future of this country will not be built by charity campaigns or low wage job announcements. It will be built by people who feel invested in the outcome. Anyone who wants to partner with South Africa must understand that the terms have changed. This is not a place to extract and leave. This is a place to build with. Partnerships means accepting that South Africans must benefit directly, measurably, and sustainably from any economic activity on their land. It means respecting our laws, respecting our labor, and respecting our long term goals. The country does not need saving. It needs alignment. It needs leadership that understands the difference between growth that looks good on paper and growth that actually holds a society together. We are entering a season where citizens are paying attention, they are asking questions, and they are demanding better. That should not be feared. It should be welcomed. Because a country where people want to participate is a country with a future. And that future will only work if everyone involved understands one simple truth. South Africa is open for partnership, not charity.